One of the most common things I hear women say during a season of change is, I don't know what's happened to my confidence. They say it with concern, as though something has gone wrong. But what if that confidence hasn't disappeared at all? I'm Emily Rogers, and I'm here to talk with you about women's leadership, reinvention, courage, and doing it with honesty. Building what's next. And today I want to talk about confidence and how it often feels really shaky during times of transition. But more importantly, what that actually means. Confidence feels strongest when we're in environments that we know well. A role that we've already mastered, an identity that we understand, routines that we know well, the version of ourselves that worked before. So what happens when life changes? What happens when we begin a new chapter? Maybe we begin a new business. Maybe we move cities or countries. For whatever reason, the season of our life is changing. And with that, maybe a new identity. In those moments, it can feel like our confidence, that it's vanished. But often what's vanished is familiarity. Most women have not lost confidence. They've lost certainty. There's often a gap between who you were and who you're becoming. That gap, when that's created, it can feel awkward. It can feel like you're no longer yourself. You no longer identify with that old version, but you're not too sure who that new version is. It can make you feel a little bit slower, a little bit more uncertain, a little bit more hesitant. This doesn't mean regression. It means growth. And that's just because transition, it feels messy. It's that messy middle piece. We're in that space between who we were and who we're going to be, and the identity piece is still catching up. So there's one trap that many capable women often fall into. And that is they expect to feel as confident as they're stepping out of the old and into the new as they did back then. But let's be real, why would you? You're in the process of learning again. You're in the process of discovering who is this new person? What is this new identity? You're stretching out, you're filling that new space. New chapters require a different level of energy. And that can be really humbling, but it's also really healthy. It means that you're stepping out of that comfort zone. You're stepping into something new. You will not get change if you always stay in your comfort zone. It's not because you're less capable, it's because you're less practiced in this new chapter. And confidence, it doesn't usually come back because you stop and think about it. It comes through taking action. As you take action, your confidence will start to build up again. So what is that brave conversation that you can have? What is that boundary that you can uphold? What are those values that you want to bring into your life more? What is one decision that you can make? These actions will start to regulate your nervous system. And as you take those first steps, you'll start to be able to tell yourself, I can do hard things. And as you do that, your confidence will rebuild through the act of motion. I know I've had seasons where I've questioned my own confidence. Starting my business back when we were living in Taipei in 2018, I really had no idea what I was doing. And then there was one kicker, literally, I think it was a week after I started, and that really battered my confidence. But by stepping back and saying, wow, is this what the rest of the journey is going to look like? By asking myself that question, I took the opportunity to then reassess, how do I want the journey to happen? And by making that conscious choice, I was able to start moving forward. I was able to take that first step. And then as I took those steps, my confidence rebuilt. Starting this YouTube channel, was new for me. I really wondered how I was going to do it. I spent a lot of time thinking about it, but it wasn't until I actually started recording these videos that my confidence started to come back, that I started to remember what it feels like to have these sorts of conversations, because I want to be having these conversations with you. And so by taking the action, my confidence is rebuilding. We all do it. For whatever reason, the seasons change. It could be the kids have left home. It could be that they're not needing you in the same way. It could be that you've moved. It could be that the job that you've been in doesn't feel right anymore, and so you're reassessing that. It could be that you want to take a promotion or a demotion or start a business. There's lots of reasons why our seasons change. The change itself isn't taking away our confidence. It's because that new identity that goes in that new space isn't clear that we start to question ourselves. That's what takes away our confidence. And so all you need to do is say, okay, if this is where I'm going, what's the first step? Action creates momentum, and through that, your confidence will rebuild. So right now, if your confidence is feeling low, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You have not made a mistake. You are not going backwards. You are simply in transition. This season, this space, it deserves your patience, and it deserves your considered approach. And then as you take those first steps, your confidence will return. If this conversation speaks to you, I invite you to subscribe. Together, we are going to build confidence. We're going to talk about women's leadership and the next chapters that each of us are stepping into. I'll see you in the next episode.